own father said, "We wish you'd never been born." I looked him in the eye and replied, "Wish granted. Live your lives as though your son Chris never existed." The entire restaurant went silent. This was supposed to be my night. Stanford MBA graduation dinner. I'd booked Delmonico's private room. $847 for 12 people. Paid from my first paycheck at the consulting firm. My professor, Dr. Miller, was halfway through praising my thesis on emerging markets when my father cut him off. "An MBA's fine for making money," Dad said, waving his hand like he was swatting a fly. "But you can't compare that to being a doctor. Alex is the one actually saving lives. My younger brother wasn't even there." "Emergency shift," Mom explained to the table, clutching her purse. "He feels terrible about missing this." The room went cold. My boss, Mr. Davidson, looked uncomfortable. My best friend Michelle stared at her plate. See, I'd spent my entire life in Alex's shadow. When I was 16, I bought my first car with 2 years of grocery store wages, a beat-up '98 Civic that smelled like burning oil. 6 months later, they bought Alex a brand new Camry for his birthday. "A doctor needs reliable transportation," Dad said. At 17, I saved for months to buy them a flat-screen TV and a leather recliner for Christmas. Dad just grunted. Then Alex gave them a framed photo of himself in a lab coat. Mom burst into actual tears. "The most thoughtful gift ever," she sobbed. In college, I worked 30 hours a week at a greasy diner while taking a full course load. My junior year, I got accepted to study abroad in London. I'd saved for over a year, had the Tower Bridge brochure pinned above my desk. 2 weeks before the deposit was due, Mom called, crying. "Your father and I are fighting about money. The tuition installment for Alex is due and we're short. We might lose the house." I walked to the bank in a daze. Tore up the London brochure that night. The calls kept coming. $200 for textbooks, $500 for lab fees, $800 for MCAT prep. I wore 2 sweatshirts under my broken zippered coat all winter because I'd sent them my coat money. I never complained. Family comes first, right? Then 3 months ago, Michelle told me something that shattered everything. She dated Alex briefly in college. One night, he drove her to this dingy warehouse in an industrial area, underground poker game. She watched him lose thousands. Money he didn't have. "Chris, all that money you sent home?" she said quietly. "I don't think it went to tuition." I felt sick. My London dream, my winter coat, every double shift at that diner. It wasn't for his education. I'd been funding my brother's gambling addiction, and my parents, they had to have known. Back at the restaurant, my Aunt Carol chimed in. "Well, medical school is just more important than business school, Christopher. Surely you understand that." Professor Miller tried again. "Robert, Susan, you must be incredibly proud." Dad cut him off with a harsh laugh. "Proud? We sacrificed everything for Alex. This one," he jerked his thumb at me, "he's just chasing dollars." The humiliation burned. My colleagues were staring. My new boss, who'd just given me a massive promotion, looked horrified. That's when Dad leaned forward, his face twisted with contempt. "Honestly, we wish you'd never been born." The words hit like a physical blow. For a second, I couldn't breathe. The old me, the kid desperate for approval, wanted to shrink into the floor, but something inside me snapped, clean, final. I stood up slowly. The room held its breath. "Wish granted," I said, my voice steady. "Live your lives as though your son, Chris, never existed." I pulled out my credit card, placed it on the table. "For the meal," I said. Then I walked out. That night, I blocked every number, deleted every contact, changed my email. A month later, they showed up at my office, desperate. "Alex is in trouble, financial trouble. He needs help or he can't finish his residency."